Oh, I was you're brave to exit.
Oh, that was brave. Yeah, that felt brave.
Hello! We've been told we're live. We believe toast. You guys might recognize me. I'm defensive. I'm on stream all the time, but I'm going to introduce everybody else on the couch with us today for the 125 million player retrospective. This is Andrew.
Joe Penguin X.
Some of y'all might have seen him on streams starting in 2016.
I've been on a hot dozen of them, man.
Again, defensive. This is Jeff to my right. Jeff, what do you do here?
Oh, I'm the production artist, so I work on all the assets.
You'll see Jeff on, if you haven't already, at BCX last year. You'll see Jeff on one of our dev panels that are going up on YouTube soon. Tune into those. This is Brandon. Y'all saw Brandon last week.
I'm back.
He's back. He also does art.
Yeah, I'm an animator here.
And another artist, for sure, Little Cap. He's been doing Brawlhalla art for a long time. By the way, y'all, chat's over here. Hello. Exel, how's it going? Lola, how's it going? Jay, Snake, MC Cause, Sora, Huangana, Tiny Lady, Meow. Yeah. How's it going, chat? Everybody in there, you know, 1 in 125 million, and for the few people that have Smurfs, they're like maybe 4 in 125 million. How's it going, Hexo, Jane, Robot, Rika, Denzel? Yo, Brawlhalla has been an amazing game for a very, very long time, and we apologize for starting late. We do have a hard cutoff at 2 because we have a company-wide meeting. No surprise, we all have to be there. So we're gonna race through all the things we prepared here and maybe skip a couple because again we're crunched for time. Apologies again. We want to start off with what we showed off 2 years ago in 2023 when we hit 100 million players. This shows the logo progression and key milestones in Brawlhalla's timeline. It is kind of wild. We don't have exactly the same setup we do in the other studio, so bear with us as we're making sure everything's working correctly. You guys should see now this screen, so I'm going to go ahead and trust that you do and hit play.
Yes. Hi, chat.
The OG logo has to be my favorite still. Sorry, Josh. It's so good. The first Brawlhalla days, man, those colors being the first drip for me.
Andrew, what's your ID? ID number?
3.
3. Dang.
I think
You got a little beat.
I think I'm just over 1 million on mine.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought you had it sooner.
No.
Oh, you went pro. Even after 1 million.
Yeah, just Lincoln's 1, Dan is 2, and then I'm 3. I got in there before the rest of you guys.
Wow.
I beat Zeke. That's what's important.
And we'll see a lot of Zeke today in some of these old clips. Y'all, it is incredible to see the journey from 0 to 125 million. And we have at one of our coworkers' desks, there's a monitor currently tracking the current player numbers and the current online players. And did you walk by earlier notice were we like 127 right on the edge of 128 right now?
You were already past 125 million. That's old news.
Yeah.
As soon as you had that emote, we were at 126 and over. And we had a wild range of player IDs on the bench, on the couches now. Like Andrew just said, 3?
3.
I'm like 168,000, somewhere in there.
That's pretty good.
Oh, I think I'm definitely way past that. Somewhere there.
Way past that.
It's like what I'm somewhere 48, 49 million, I think.
So you were in just after Ben 10 and just before G.I. Joe, I think.
Yes, Tibbers is 1 for the person asking.
That makes sense. He was part of the what did y'all
And 2 was
call him?
BMG Dan.
The
Tibbers,
basement 4.
Oh, I was not part of the basement 4.
But you're still number 3.
Yeah,
That's
because
cooler.
we were already at the basement.
That's fair. It was actually a guest room.
No,
Right?
I was like the 13th employee or something. But when they brought me on in July 2013, they were like, okay, we need someone to just start working on our next game, which became Brawlhalla, and they kept pulling people off on to work on Dungeon Blitz, which was what they had going at the time.
Right.
And they're like, we're not going to let you work on Dungeon Blitz. Don't even look at the Dungeon Blitz code. We just need to make sure someone is working on this
Wow.
at all times. We didn't have this menu system yet. It was basically just launch into a map that you guys have never seen because it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, it's Brawlhaven, isn't it? Called Ricochet Arena back in the day?
No, I mean, it was like completely boxed in with like a little hole in the top right that you could get shot
Can we
out
please
of.
have that back?
I would have to find it.
We could find it.
But that was just like, I was basically just getting the physics going at that point. And
Really?
Yeah, just like, because it was all ported over from what we had running on Dungeon Blitz, which is not built like a fighting game at all.
No, it was a side-scrolling...
Side-scrolling MMO.
Exactly.
On Facebook.
And there was just a level, right, that had PvP, which started Brawlhalla.
Oh, you couldn't even PvP on it yet because we didn't have multiple. We didn't have controller support. It was just the one keyboard. There was no online stuff yet, although it was kind of running with what we had from Dungeon Blitz.
That's incredible. Y'all might have heard that MOBA started from like an old Warcraft level, or Battle Royale started because people had like enough assets in their game to create something cool and wanted to basically remake like Hunger Games mods in like Minecraft or Arma 3 or whatever. Kind of how Brawlhalla started as a fighting game is we just had Dungeon Blitz, BMG had cool assets, and there was a cool level that just, hey, this could work as an amazing fighting game. And over 10 years later, 127 million players later, it is wild that how one little seed, one little piece of inspiration can turn into something
This might not work.
so magnificent. I have full faith in you.
I'm
And
glad
Jeff
you
and I
do.
will show off
I
here.
don't have any.
Yeah, I want to see this alpha gameplay. These alpha character designs.
We do have, chat, a lot of things to go through, but we're going to start off with the alpha because this really is, for all intents and purposes, the beginning of Brawlhalla. This is as early as you can get on Steam, and why not start here? You know, we are going to go over a bunch of clips later. This is the build we're going to go over. We're going to look at some old patch notes. We're going to look at the progression of BCX through different years. We've also got some odd clips here and there from the community and from different tournaments. We have some old trailers to show off too.
Someone wants you to play as Throlk.
It's
Can
gonna
you
be
do that?
it's gonna be good.
Someone wants you specifically to play as Throlk.
As Throlk, is that what Nash was called back in the day?
He was originally, yeah.
Well, we can tab through at least here.
Is he still Thrall?
Yeah.
He is.
Oh man, can we get back this old podium too? Hold
Oh,
on.
my goodness.
I'm gonna take note for this meeting we have in half an hour and recommend we get back the OG box
Yeah,
map.
we're
We refer to her on the left there as Cracked Out Cassidy.
No, hold on, let's go through all of them. Was Bodvar always Bodvar?
Oh,
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
she's always got. He might be Vol still.
He is still Volst.
Oh, whoa.
Wow.
Should still be Ward Rax.
I'm pretty sure these are still like in the game
Yeah.
files too, as sounds you can listen to if you look deep enough.
The white one.
I don't know if they got transferred over to the new sound system. But
Ooh, they were in like
We were-
pre 2020. Maybe they've been
yeah,
taken
because
out.
I think we switched over to using the same sound engine that we use for console
Maybe
on
I'll try.
PC. But before we did that, they would have been in there. Yeah.
Chat, if you're wondering, these aren't working, so I'm just gonna jump in quickly against bots because why not? While we try to get some other things together.
Whoa.
Get ready for shaky and you're gonna. It's gonna feel like you're running in mud.
Whoa. Who's the voice actor for the?
Brent.
That was.
It was me.
No, not
Way back in the day, it was Brit still.
No,
I think it said Brent. Okay.
Yeah, I did say Brent. I meant Brent.
Okay.
Yeah. So
The original remix.
we shared our offices with another game studio. And Brent was working it out, and we would borrow their employees for that.
Borrow is quite the word to.
Rocket Lance tags.
Y'all remember when every legend had every weapon? No?
So
Me neither.
A lot of the moves to me, a lot of the moves look like when Swerve does like a.
The legend rework.
Yeah, the legend rework.
Oh,
A lot of the
man, I
moves-
forgot about that original Lance move. So yeah, the original pitch for the game that they pitched to me when I was interviewing with them was we're gonna make a platform fighter on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah.
This was gonna be Farmville too?
Oh, well, we were trying to make Facebook games were so popular back then, and I came from a Facebook game background in San Francisco, and we were gonna try and make actually good Facebook games, and that was before the companies making Facebook games burnt the candle at both ends. We kind of killed that whole industry.
It was massive back in early 2012, 2013 still.
Yeah, so we got into PAX East 2014. And I remember coming into work that day, and Tivers sits everyone down and is like, all right, we're going to do a build for PAX East. And the changing is we were starting to think maybe the game would focus on 8-player free-for-all or 6v6 or something nuts like that. He's like, okay, we're doing 4-player, we're doing couch mode. Andrew, you've got 2 weeks to add controller support. And local multiplayer. And it was gonna just be you had to play it on your Facebook account. It's gonna be online only.
Well, we also kept up. I mean, because I remember you having an email that was open for controller support through BCX 2017.
Yeah, I was adding all the controllers. So now almost everyone just has an Xbox or a PlayStation to plug in. But yeah, back then everyone had their crazy Logitech,
Mad Cats.
Mad Cats. They're off-brand N64
Yeah,
controller.
people
and
forget
we
what a wasteland controllers were back.
And we had a world champion in Daiku who won BCX with a Wii controller.
Oh,
A pro controller for the Wii.
The one you would plug into the bottom of the Wii that was a full controller. He had some dongle that would connect it to a computer. And I remember actually, I think at that first tournament, it wasn't working properly. And I just sit there and add support for it at the tournament.
Live at the tournament.
That's so cool. Actually.
MVP.
Well, actually, I do remember also at the first tournament. So we'd had the multi-keyboard support in already, which I don't know of any other game that's done that, but we did
Nope,
it.
just us. We're the best.
But the tournament starts and everyone's hanging out, warming up. We're all meeting each other because the community wasn't that big. I knew all the big guys. Oh my god, I finally get to meet you. And it's people slowly start realizing that the mechanical keyboards aren't working. They keep losing inputs, and so Lincoln and I started chugging monsters and whipping out laptops and just figuring out why the heck, like, can we borrow some of your, we never had a mechanical keyboard at the office, so we had to borrow a couple of them, and we figured out that, like, the like, Windows underlying library that we were using to text the keyboard separately, the mechanical keyboards would start coming up as multiple keyboards, so once you'd have a certain number of keys down, it would pop up as an additional keyboard. And so we had to, like, and there's, like, no way to, like, cross-reference them as being the same keyboard, except for they have, like, this long list of characters that's, like, kind of the name of the keyboard, and we had to, like, figure out how to, like, hackily combine those into one thing and get that done before the tournament the next day.
Goodness gracious.
And it worked, and we did it.
Real dev stories right here.
I mean, just figuring out things in the moment for a game that's just
but see, look
so
at
early makes so much
Penta
sense.
KOs. That's still on the UI. When you can only, like, that's getting 5 KOs in a row. Like, that was clear. Like, we had started out building, like, this is going to be like a 66 thing, and, like, building these huge maps, and, like, the camera's not even showing all the characters, it's just kind of following you around, and then it was like, nope, we're going to PAX, we're making this a couch thing.
And thank goodness too.
Yeah, no, it was definitely the right call.
It is crazy to see.
And it shows well on a show floor, which is very helpful for us.
I remember seeing footage from the show floor back then. I remember stories of y'all setting up the booth, and they had issues setting it up, and it was held together with, like, freshly bought stuff from Lowe's or Home Depot or something.
I didn't go to the first one, but I did go. We went the next year around. We went to that PAX South, and we actually brought, I think, the entire company to PAX South that year. Yeah, because it was just like, no. Like, because, like, only a few, like, I think 4 people went. It was like Dolce and Dave and Matt and Lincoln. I think that was it. And then so it comes back around to PAX South. The whole company went. We're all doing the booth together, and it was, man, that was like one of the best weekends of my life. That was awesome.
Go to events, y'all. Events are a great time. You're hearing it from Andrew here. Y'all have been to events. You know they're a blast. I know they're a blast. It is so much fun. But just jumping back into Brawlhalla here, looking and seeing, like, some of the art that was in the build in 2014 is still in the game today. It just shows that, like, the art direction was understood for such a long time.
You were talking about bringing the podium back, classic podium. I want to see that square head spawn bot come back. Classic spawn bot.
That can happen. We could
do it. It's possible.
Oh man! So we saw some alpha gameplay. We're gonna look at the alpha trailer here as well. It is wild to see how far Brawlhalla has come. I mean, you guys just saw the stage, but
This was posted 11 years ago, it said.
so yeah, we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary of being fully launched. But Brawlhalla's been in the works and available to play for so much longer. The game was in alpha for, I want to say, like 9 months, and then open beta, closed beta for a while.
Sounds about right. Closed beta was up until, oh wait, no. Then
It was
we hit
until
open beta.
PlayStation 4 release, wasn't it?
PS4 is when we left open beta.
Right.
So
right.
there was some point between, I don't remember the
Or-
difference between closed and open beta.
I think it was just
It might have
you
been
either
when
needed
we
a code or an
switched.
invite.
This is kind of getting the weeds a bit. We originally had TCP/IP
What is that?
networking, which so it's a slower protocol for sending packets back and forth, where it's always making sure you get all the packets every time. But like for online play, it's just you can't do it. No online games do it for Twitch gameplay. And so we had to, but we had to stay with it because that was the only thing you could run in a browser. But then once we were off like the browser limitation, we were able to switch over to what's called UDP, which is fast packets, but they can get dropped and the order can get edged. So we have to we have a whole protocol for making sure that doesn't happen. But I think that might have been when we switched over, because I mean that was honestly like probably the single biggest improvement, other than that and adding rollbacks were basically the two things that made the game actually work online,
and still are crucial today in the network.
Yeah, well, yeah.
In general,
but the protocol's barely changed since then, and we're obviously still on UDP.
But this is the first time I'm ever seeing this Spear gameplay. I did not know Spear used to look like this.
It is bizarre. This is slightly after the alpha version that we just played and just saw in that first preview. This is when the team decided that it made more sense for each legend to have their own identity by having a pair of weapons. So spear was added, and Nye had spear, Nash had spear. They each got their partner weapons, but this is when the game really became more identity based for each legend, which is really cool. And that's how we revealed weapons back in the day, right? It was just simple gameplay on a map. We've improved a little bit. I wanna brag on ourselves a little bit. You guys saw this at BCX last year. This is how we reveal weapons now.
Yeah. Big improvement.
It's a massive improvement. It's very cool to see the growth of Brawlhalla. That's really what we wanted to focus on today is how Brawlhalla has improved over the years because of the amazing dev team, us mammoths, but also just thanks to the community for playing the game and giving us the opportunity to make Brawlhalla what it is and honestly what it should be, because as a live service game we're constantly honing in on the vision, the perfect version of Brawlhalla, and it's admittedly almost an impossible journey, but I feel like every update we are getting closer and closer to what Brawlhalla should be.
Constantly searching for the platonic ideal of Brawlhalla.
We should put that on a t-shirt. Have we reached the platonic ideal? You guys see all these tabs. We have a ton of videos to go through and not a ton of time, so we're going to race through them here. And I think it might be best for most of these just to have the audio off so we can continue chatting as we go through these. But
Slide charging was originally a bug.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine the game without it too now, though. It's like, it's one of those things you kind of appreciate now.
It makes the game feel so much more fluid when you're on a platform and you use a move. To be stuck in place or to maintain your horizontal positioning, just it almost feels wrong. Yo, shout out Costlix, shout out the Combat Evolved crossover. And this is something I was trying to do playing that alpha, y'all, was gravity cancel, which is also just such an integral piece of our game. So many combos rely on it, so many mix-ups rely on it. Was this also an accident, Andrew?
No, not at all. This was just an attempt to get more tech into the game for high-level players to enjoy without detracting from the experience of low-level players.
What year was this?
That's a good question.
Thank goodness YouTube will tell us. I think this was
14 or 15?
9 years ago.
9 years ago.
2016.
2016, wow.
This was such a massive change to the game. And as you guys are watching this, I'm sure you realize there's all this old map art. There's no shadows under the legends. You know,
Shadows are new.
Shadows are real recent.
They well, I think there's like 2021 actually. Yeah, they are pretty recent.
Yeah.
And then also there's no gravity cancel. I mean, obviously this is the invention of the tech, but there's no Bifrost platform beneath legends as they perform the gravity cancel.
Yeah,
No,
true.
yeah, we hadn't made that asset.
Oh, like what? One of the
That was also recent.
what, newest color.
Well, we had the
changing
clouds.
legends
Or
for damage.
something to replace the cloud.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
think there
real
were
new,
clouds.
but I really take it for granted.
What's that?
I
Sorry.
said the color changing legends for damage signaling, like that's new, but that's convenient. It's like why would that ever have not?
Wait, the color, like when you hit them and they flash a color?
Yeah.
That's been in for a long time.
How is
it was
misremembering
recently
them?
reworked to be a
Okay,
little bit more
that's
accurate.
what I'm thinking of.
And on
yeah.
top of that, we've also added the icons above different legends during the game that also can reflect that
we
as an
had that
accessibility
before.
feature.
We had the damage flashing before we had the HUD up in the top right.
Yeah,
I had to
helped-
actually fight to get the color changing up in the HUD because a lot of people just wanted the flashing damage colors. I was like, well, we got to have some sort of status thing, and so like instead of having it big across the bottom where it could possibly block stuff, we just kind of shoved it up in the corner.
which is where it feels like it should be. Again, we're talking about these things and their steps towards, like Brandon said, the platonic ideal of Brawlhalla. When I was playing the alpha, I hit tab a couple times, and you could see player names over their heads, right? Which is a setting to always display it. But if you hold tab when you have it off, you can see their names. In the alpha version, that's where you saw the score, which is just interesting. How else to put it? These are different images, y'all, and quick run-throughs of old dev streams, 2015, 2016. They are in the old offices. They are what I watched when I first got into Brawlhalla way back in the
You
day.
should check out Axe's after
it's
this patch.
it's fun to look at this
They're,
and remember
they're not
like
as OP.
this is how dev streams
Especially
were,
like
and oftentimes this is how
in,
dev streams still
target
are.
rich environments like 2v2.
We're still just a bunch of buddies playing games, having a great time. You know,
We're all just a little older now.
we all have matured with Brawlhalla. Hey y'all, Photo's joining us.
What up? Photo, what's your Brawlhalla ID?
Like 40,000, I think.
Wow, you're still that high?
You're
crushing it early.
I'm not like 3 like you are. What are you like 4?
Oh man, Photo, as you know, we're doing the 125 million player retrospective. Can you believe that this is what Legend trailers were?
Yeah,
Can you believe that
awesome.
we revealed Legends before we had names for them? Andrew, you said that picking the name for Ranger was a tough thing to do, right?
Yeah, that was, so it used to be like there was only like 13 of us, so we'd all pitch in on what the names were, and we used to spend a lot of time arguing on Slack about it. Like I think we spent almost an entire day trying to argue about what her name would be. I feel like that's the one that took us the longest to figure out. But we nailed it when we got it. Like once Lincoln suggested Ember, everyone's like, finally. All these other names are so stupid.
That's still part of the development process is figuring out the lore of Legends, the name of Legends, which it's still not immediate. When I'm putting it together like a promotional schedule, like I keep bugging the lore team, like, does this Legend have a name yet? Who are they? What are they doing?
Yeah. Sometimes it's easy.
We're a lot better at it now.
I remember Cassidy was like, I threw out I was like looking up cowboy names, like, oh, Cassidy, and then we're all like, oh, yeah, perfect.
Some do just land. Like 7 from the get-go, I believe, was just the perfect name for that Legend, and it still fits.
If I recall, for code names, we already had a shark skin, so when we got around to doing Mako became actual shark as the code name.
Bren is actual Val.
Actual Val.
Because Orion is Valkyrie in the files.
Yeah.
And in the same way that, you know, Orion used to be Volst or Nash used to be Frolk, sometimes things do change, and art changes too, and the one thing that never changes is Scythe. As you saw just there, this clip is from ages ago, 8 years ago, and it's still just, it's always has been a force. I wanted to show off this clip from the first BCX. This stage, compared to what we have nowadays, is just minuscule. But we still had player cams, we still had an excited community, and this got clipped because Egg Soup was saying what's up to chat.
Is it the chair clip? I don't think it's the chair clip.
No, I was looking for the chair clip, man.
I couldn't find it.
No.
This is the first time Matt actually hired people to come set stuff up for us, and we didn't have to do it ourselves.
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. And speaking about old
young men.
BCX, isn't this wild to see? 2/3 of the Golden Trio, those who started the Brawlhalla Championship series that led up to the first BCX, the first World Championship, Duke and Sparky, they've changed, but they really haven't.
They really haven't. Yeah.
They really, really haven't. And I made a note to open this full VOD so we can actually go and see.
Someone says they look like college students back then. I think they were.
They were freshly out of college at this time. This is when Daiku and Starlight won BCX. This is so hype. Photo there with a mic, Matt there with a giant check, and this is really the birth of Brawlhalla esports.
Oh, I think it's literally that one.
That's it.
Oh yeah, we brought props, y'all.
We still got it.
They never cashed it.
They never cashed
it. Actually, on the stage here, Starlight does ask, how do you cash a giant check? And the answer to that is you get a small one instead.
Yes, Voda is wearing shorts in that clip, I remember.
And they
never won't be.
And he's wearing the same shorts to this day.
I do say on those shorts, they're good.
This is a clip from, I believe, Combo Breaker. It is Combo Breaker. And
I almost wore that shirt this morning.
Oh, that would have been great.
Oh, that's still my favorite Brawlhalla shirt.
It is pretty BA. But this is BM, y'all. Check out what Sandstorm does here to Phazon, back when Boomstorm was still rocking.
No.
Oh,
Gravity cancels after a weapon throw.
No, turn it off. Turn it off.
Back in 2020, y'all.
Oh yeah, it was Combo Breaker Online.
We have 10 minutes to go through the last few of these tabs, y'all. This is fresh. This is recent. This is just 2 years ago. This is kind of putting on an absolute clinic on how to play Hammer pre-buff against Stingray, our champion from the weekend for Moose Wars. Congrats, Stingray, by the way.
Watching Kaina always makes me so jealous. No one's piloting Hammer like that.
That's yeah.
I mean, there used to be a pro that was pretty good at Bodvar.
Yeah,
I've heard.
it's the only Hammer better than you, bro. You know me. Oh.
And here we see Godly and Zen winning at BCX 2023. And I want y'all to focus as we go and click over to watch this full video here. We just saw the stage of BCX 2016, and we're going to flip over to the main stage of BCX 2023. Look at this!
Look at that.
This is insane!
Yeah, I remember.
Going from a bunch of chairs and a small stage and one projector that was just struggling to the grandeur of BCX, to the ability to watch replays, having this separate casting desk, having better lighting, having makeup artists for the casters, having a massive main stage where players are on opposite sides of each other, 30 feet apart, with all these different monitors, all these backdrops. It is incredible to see, but one thing that has stayed true the entire time is that it's just Brawlhalla players having a great time. You know, at a LAN, at BCX, the winners are hugging each other, they're happy, they're excited. I don't know if we do big checks anymore, but we do have big trophies. And Photo, if you don't mind grabbing one of the reject trophies from the room behind you, I think it's on the desk.
Wait, like the busted one?
It is broken, Josh. Sorry for showing a broken logo, but was it one that just broke?
It was just one that broke, yeah.
Oh
No, yeah, this is not a reject trophy. This was just like
No, it just shattered.
because it broke. We got him a
made
new
him a new
one,
one.
and then we get to keep this one.
Which
Yeah,
is
we don't care.
Actual
pretty awesome.
We don't care
BCX
about it.
trophies over there in the blue cases, if you want to grab.
Wait.
The
Oh,
blue Pelicans,
the
just over to the side.
the Mjolnir?
Yeah, the new ones.
Oh, man.
The Stanley Cup style trophies.
Chad,
We just have cases of BCX trophies in here.
Chad, we came prepared.
Does that mean it hits the past champion names on it?
We will have them engraved, yeah.
Dude, what's this?
I'm not sure if they've already been engraved.
That is so lit.
And as we're waiting here, y'all, we're just playing old trailers. This is Magyar's reveal.
The hot new character Magyar.
It's still a character that absolutely slaps in gameplay.
Oh yeah.
It is so cool to see that. I mean, Brawlhalla has just been pumping out legends. It used to be, what was the pace back in the day? Like a legend every month for 2 years.
Whoa, we got the.
Yeah,
Before
it was
it slowed
really
down.
Yeah,
fast
this
for a
is the
while
upgrade.
there,
Oh man, and that it lights up. Goodness
That's
gracious!
how you know you can equip the weapon.
What
That's pretty
stage
sick.
is the blue Mjolnir from? It's obviously our logo, but what stage is Drop of his
Oh
blue?
man.
I couldn't tell you.
Shipwreck, Great
Probably.
Hall, maybe.
I
Thunder Guard.
should know this as I set a lot.
Yeah,
of
you
those colors.
said
Oh, here's another old clip that
That is insane.
I had to pick this up because y'all still love the Autumn Harvest Scythe more than anything. This is the beginning of viewership rewards. This is the start of every single Brawlhalla stream. This one included.
not have a camera. I do miss how ragtag our streams were during this time. It was my
endearing.
living room.
Oh man, but this was the start of history, y'all. I believe this was early 2020, where we realized that like everybody's inside, everybody has to just hang out and play games.
Yeah.
And what better way to incentivize people to hang out and play games and give them free stuff?
Roster, I was just about to say the roster.
Yeah, this
We're
is
just
wild to
saying,
look at.
Raven's gonna fix
I
it.
didn't. Yeah, that's right. I didn't blame Raven. I said he's gonna
Got too
fix
many.
If you want to brand,
It makes sense
Fix
now.
it.
It
Yeah,
just
me
needs
too.
to
Thank
be
you very
studied
much for
a
this
bit more.
I wrote it. It can expand on its own.
It is.
But, you know.
It does move often. The reason I picked this dev stream, y'all, 8 years ago, this is the true start
Oh my god.
of Nyx's journey in Brawlhalla. This was the reveal stream for Nyx. So the graphic novel, available for pre-order now, shipping in early June. This is the real start of Brawlhalla Tales Nyx, is Nyx being added to the game
We get
8
copies of those,
years
right?
ago.
Yeah, they're supposed to arrive like soon.
I want that.
hmm We might even get signatures from some of the authors and artists.
Oh, I know.
We know
I've
something.
got it in.
But it goes to show again, y'all, that Brawlhalla's just been a work of passion where it's just a bunch of cool people working in an awesome studio making a great game.
I know who that is.
You couldn't
Guess
possibly.
that
It's a
legend.
mystery.
Was this the only time that the random silhouette had red eyes during the signature?
Whoa, that's cool.
that's
I didn't
kinda-
didn't
sweet.
see that.
It's kind of horrifying looking.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh man, I wanted to point out this clip because this is actually 4 years ago. Believe it or not, y'all, when Brawlhalla hit like 62 million and change players all time. So Kung Fu Panda 4 years ago is the halfway point of 62 million players. So in the past 4 years, y'all, welcome to Brawlhalla. For real.
Yeah.
It's
doubled
grown.
since then.
Whoa.
This is the non-chronological halfway point. Shoutouts to Poe, Jack Black, Tai Lung. Did this clip freeze? And it's again, this was during a time where everybody was at home and having a great time, you know, because they had to.
I mean,
And the dev streams
it work.
again, just all us hanging out.
I'm glad he made his bed.
It's the guest room. It's always me. Notice there's like no real pillow. And these are still available because our website is just an archive of all things Brawlhalla. These patch notes are how we used to do things.
Patch 2?
2.25 from 2016.
I mean, we used to just post them on Steam.
It made more sense on Steam. But like, this is just as one of the people that helps with these now.
That's what this is when the flex started.
Oh man.
Replay.
Oh, and this still happens. Community request things. It may take a few months now instead of being done overnight in some cases.
I did
Replays. Did you implement replays?
Well, the mouse controls. That patch note. That's me.
There's so much history here. Talking about weapon spawns earlier with the new trophy. Clashing being added. Can y'all imagine
Oh, that's right.
Brawlhalla without clashes? Because it used to be whoever had more strength.
Strength was the tiebreaker.
Is that how we did it?
That's how
Yeah.
Taros did it. He just won every time.
What did we do if they had the same strength?
I don't remember.
Would it just be like
It was
The
just
game
another
whoever had the
tiebreaker.
lower int ID in the game because it just would run first?
Port 4. It was port 4.
No, seriously, like that.
Speed dodge was implemented. Chase and
no.
momentum.
Yeah, that was,
Speed dodge was mine.
we were.
It was not great.
We were,
Dashing was
we
much
were,
better.
we were experimenting.
I mean, and we still are through
Oh, that was
through
good.
experimental and test features.
Indeed.
I was against that. I was wrong.
That was a good. Yeah, that turned out to be a great.
I was against the 2-weapon system.
Really?
Yeah, that's my greatest shame. That's like the best feature of the game.
Reduce memory. We still are reducing memory usage. It'll never.
It's never-
never be
Increasing and
enough.
reducing and increasing and reducing.
It's a constant battle. Brandon said it earlier. We are honing in on the platonic ideal of Brawlhalla. we're always shaping the game to be closer and closer to the perfect state.
It's true.
In the bow, what bow, y'all? What bow?
Oh man, I forgot about what though.
Oh, there's so many great memes from dev streams. It's a never-ending font.
Oh, TWK in the chat.
Let's go
Chat.
TWK. The tiebreakers went strength, current health, then player points.
We did get the player.
We did get to player point.
Oh man.
And that was like for a while. Like people kept asking for bow for a long time, and internally we were like, "How the heck? We don't know how to do it."
Yeah, we can't do projectiles.
But, like,
it's not.
Well, we
It's
had
not
the
allowed.
guns thing, but it was just kind of like, but like with Bo, we were like, Terry. I don't know. That went through a lot of iterations, but Terry really crushed it.
Shout out Terry.
Shout out Terry.
More gamepad support as time goes
Was
on.
that you for the Neo joypad?
Probably. The Hori Fighting Commander 4. I
We did
remember
that with
that was.
That was for Jeff, actually, right? The
was
Fighting Commander 4 was
that
your
was an
controller.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
So it used to be, we used to buy all these controllers, and I'd sit there and I'd figure out. Then we found a website that we could send people to where they could tell me information. Well, I would try so hard to make the instructions easy to follow, and just
People do
60% of the time they had no idea what I was trying to ask them.
Well, I mean, that's probably part of Brawlhalla being just a massive worldwide phenomenon, right? Because I'm sure half the people were trying to use Google Translate to understand your instructions in the first place.
Yeah, probably.
And y'all, another constant battle, balance.
I love these
These old notes.
Yeah, like the first sentence of the Lance one is like, we could put that in every single patch note ever and be funny.
We've been hearing.
Before we get into this rabbit hole, let's look at this last thing. Y'all, thank you so much for joining us. We are right up on time. I'll give you another flash of the OG version of Brawlhalla, the alpha from way back when.
That's good stuff.
And we'll show you how far we've come as well. So if you go full cam for a minute, I'm gonna reinstall our current Brawlhalla build and show Brawlhalla Fest. It is a joy to have been a part of this journey for so long. It is such an amazing community. Thank you all for being a part of it. It's just a wild ride. What am I looking for here? Properties, sorry.
And it's only getting better.
This is true. It is a constantly updated game. I mean, speaking about things that are coming into
That's a
Brawlhalla,
lot of files.
I deleted everything to get a new build in.
I just didn't think we had that many files.
We have a skirmish starting tomorrow, y'all.
Oh, yes.
Strength versus speed. Have you picked
Speed.
your team yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speed.
Strength.
I'm same speed
I'm
team.
strength. I have to. Yeah.
It's got to be strength.
I don't think we've
Whichever
ever been
one
on the
you-
same
No.
skirmish team. I'm just picking whichever one Captain's and picking.
Man, it's going to be a tough battle because you think about it and like, you think of like who's the strongest in Brawlhalla. You think of Taros. You think of Queen Nai. You think of
Soul.
Nash
Yeah.
and Soul.
So-
You think of all these amazing
Soul.
legends. Then you think of
Small
speed, and
boy.
it's like, Tia. Ugh.
I'm
Pick
alright.
strength, chat. Pick strength.
Characters.
I
Good
do have to
characters.
pick
What?
strength. 'cause
I feel like everyone in the chat has
There you
pretty
go.
much said speed. Like nearly everyone's saying speed.
Oh, chat's wrong. They're also just being contrarian, like Foda. You know?
Yeah.
Just because they're saying speed doesn't mean they'll pick
Cat
it.
said strength.
Strength is the way to go. Robot gets it.
So what's next time? Dexterity versus defense?
Honestly,
The classic
no
matchup.
one wants to be on Team Dex. I don't think.
Defense versus armor.
Defense versus armor, man.
Versus, defense versus armor.
Chat, look how far this game has come. Sorry, muscle memory going into experimental.
Yeah, this guy's trying to complete some missions.
This is.
Go into
one-
training mode. Let's see just the.
oh, all of it?
Yeah, that's better.
Come on.
Boom!
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
That's good.
Yeah, those character select screens we were looking at earlier, small time. We've got
Literally.
real character select screens here now.
It's the same code running.
Oh, we're over. All right, I gotta get going to the.
Hard out. We got
gotta
meetings.
go. Yeah,
We
we'll
do.
See you guys.
Catch you later.
Thanks,
Chat.
chat.
Can.
We
Good to
love
see
you.
y'all.
Thanks for
Thank
joining
you,
us.
Brawlhalla
Bye.
community.
Skirmish
Right
tomorrow.
there, right
Brawlhalla
there.
Fest continues. There's a daily themed sale today. There's Brawlhalla Fest chests open. There's so much
All right, I'm out.
going on. Thank you so much for joining us. Catch us again on Friday. And we love you. You're the reason we do what we do.
Bye, chat.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, shout out production for putting all this together, by the way.
And you guys are.